I'm 81 years old. I've never smoked a single cigarette in my life. I never touched alcohol. I walked every morning, rain or shine. I ate simple home, cooked meals. I kept my weight under control. People used to look at me and say, "You'll live to 100. I believed them. I believed I was doing everything right. And still, I had a heart attack. It didn't begin like in the movies. No dramatic fall. No crushing pain that knocked me to the floor. Just a strange heaviness in my chest. A little fatigue. A quiet warning I almost ignored. I told myself, it's nothing. I'm healthy. But a few hours later, I was lying in a hospital bed, staring at the ceiling, listening to machines beep around me. In the bed next to mine was a 45-year-old gym trainer. Strong, muscular, six-pack abs, no smoking, no junk food, disciplined lifestyle. He had a heart attack too. When our eyes met, there was the same question in both of us. How? We did what we were told. We exercised. We avoided bad habits. We looked healthy on the outside, yet something was happening silently on the inside. Something we couldn't see in the mirror. That day, I realized a frightening truth. Heart attacks don't only come for the careless. They come quietly, patiently, even for people who think they are safe. So tell me, if healthy people are having heart attacks, what are we missing? We've all been taught the same story. Heart attacks happen to unhealthy people, overweight people, smokers, people who eat fast food every day, people who never move their bodies, lazy people who ignore every warning sign. That's the picture we carry in our minds. It feels logical. It feels fair. If you live wrong, you pay the price. If you live right, you stay safe. But the heart doesn't always follow the rules we see on the surface. You can look fit. You can have normal weight. You can avoid cigarettes and alcohol. You can go to the gym 5 days a week, and still something silent can be building inside you. Because heart disease is not only about what shows on the outside. It's about what hides underneath. Stress that never switches off. The kind you carry quietly for years. Silent inflammation moving through your blood vessels without pain. Genetics written into your body long before you were born. Sleep that looks enough, but is never truly deep or restorative. Emotional trauma you buried because you had to stay strong. These things don't announce themselves loudly. They don't always change your appearance. They don't always show up in casual conversations, but they affect your heart every single day. We focus on visible habits because they're easy to judge, easy to measure, easy to blame. But the most dangerous risks are often invisible. They work slowly, patiently, quietly. And that's what makes them so powerful. So before we blame food or fitness alone, we need to ask a deeper question. What's happening inside us that we can't see? Let me explain something most people never truly understand. A heart attack does not begin in a single dramatic moment. It begins years earlier, quietly, invisibly, deep inside your body. Inside your chest are arteries, small, flexible tubes that carry oxygen, rich blood to your heart muscle. When you are young and healthy, those arteries are smooth and open, like clean pipes with water flowing freely through them. But over time, tiny deposits of fat, cholesterol, and inflammatory cells begin to stick to the walls. This is called plaque build-up. You don't feel it happening. There is no alarm, no sharp pain, just a slow narrowing. Your body can look healthy outside, while inside, your arteries are slowly closing. Think of it like rust forming inside a metal pipe. From the outside, the pipe looks perfectly fine. But inside, layer by layer, the space gets smaller. The flow gets weaker. Until one day, something blocks it completely. Stress makes this even worse. When you are constantly anxious or under pressure, your body releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones tighten your blood vessels and raise your blood pressure. It's like squeezing an already narrow pipe even tighter. Now imagine a dam with a small crack. For years, nothing happens. The crack slowly grows. No one notices. Then, one day, under pressure, it bursts. That's why heart disease is often called a silent killer. It builds quietly, patiently, without drama, and by the time it finally speaks, it often speaks loudly. Here's what most people don't realize. The body usually whispers before it screams. But we are too busy, too confident, or too distracted to listen. One of the most common warning signs is unusual fatigue, not the normal tiredness after a long day. I'm talking about waking up exhausted, feeling drained after doing something simple, climbing a few stairs and wondering why it suddenly feels harder than it used to. Then there's mild chest pressure, not sharp, unbearable pain, just a tightness, a heaviness, a feeling like something is sitting on your chest for a few minutes and then disappearing. Many people dismiss it as gas, acidity, or stress. Shortness of breath is another quiet signal. You're walking at your usual pace, but you need to slow down. You can't take a deep, satisfying breath. It feels subtle, easy to ignore. Sometimes the discomfort isn't even in the chest. It can show up in the jaw, the neck, the shoulder, the left arm, a strange ache that doesn't seem connected to the heart at all. And then there's sleep, restless nights, waking up suddenly, feeling uneasy for no clear reason. Your body struggling while you're trying to rest. The problem is, none of these signs feel dramatic enough to scare us. We wait for the big moment, the sudden collapse, the intense pain. But heart attacks rarely arrive like they do in movies. They arrive quietly, with small signals, small warnings, signals that most people ignore until it's too late. The real question is, would you recognize the whisper before it turns into a scream? At 72, I lost my closest friend. We had known each other for more than 40 years. We shared tea, arguments, laughter, silence. And then one day he was gone. I didn't cry. I told myself I had to be strong. Strong for my family. Strong for his family. Strong because that's what men of my generation do. I attended the funeral. I comforted others. I said all the right words. But inside my heart was breaking. What I didn't understand at the time was that emotional pain lay in your thoughts. It lives in your body. Chronic stress is not just feeling worried. It is a constant state of tension. When you carry grief, loneliness, or pressure for months or years, your body releases stress hormones like cortisol again and again. Cortisol is useful in short bursts. It helps you survive danger. But when it stays elevated for too long, it begins to damage you quietly. It raises blood pressure. It increases inflammation. It strains your blood vessels. It forces your heart to work harder than it should. Loneliness can be just as dangerous as smoking. Suppressed emotions can be just as harmful as a poor diet. When you don't express pain, it doesn't disappear. It settles deep inside, tightening your chest in ways you don't even notice. We measure cholesterol. We measure blood sugar. But we rarely measure grief. We rarely measure emotional weight. And sometimes the heaviest thing your heart carries isn't fat. It's unspoken pain. Now let's talk about something that surprises many people. Why do gym trainers, athletes, and visibly fit individuals sometimes suffer heart attacks? Because fitness and heart health are not always the same thing. Some people push their bodies too hard. Overtraining without proper recovery keeps the body in a constant state of stress. Intense workouts every single day may look impressive on social media, but inside the heart is working under continuous pressure. Elevated heart rate, elevated stress hormones, very little true rest. Then there are extreme diets, cutting out entire food groups, eating too little, forcing rapid weight loss. The body needs balance, healthy fats, proper nutrients, stable energy. When you shock your system repeatedly, it can create internal strain instead of strength. Supplements are another hidden issue. Many people take pre-workouts, fat burners, or performance boosters without fully understanding what they contain. Some of these products increase heart rate and blood pressure. Used carelessly, they can quietly overload the cardiovascular system. And perhaps the biggest mistake, ignoring recovery, sleep, is when your heart repairs itself. Rest days are when inflammation settles down. Without recovery, even a strong body can begin to weaken internally. There's also genetics. You can have visible muscle and still have high cholesterol. You can look perfectly fit and still have plaque building inside your arteries. That's why I say this clearly. Health is not six-pack abs. Health is balance. True health is strength with rest, discipline with wisdom, effort with awareness, because your heart doesn't care how you look in the mirror. It only cares how you treat it every single day. Now, let me give you something more important than fear. Let me give you protection. First, check your blood pressure regularly. Not once a year. Not only when you feel unwell. High blood pressure is often silent. Make it a habit. Know your numbers. Second, if you are over 40, do a full heart screening, not just basic blood tests. Ask your doctor about cholesterol levels, inflammation markers, ECG, and other recommended evaluations. Early detection can change your future. Sleep 7 to 8 hours every night. Real sleep, deep sleep. Turn off the phone. Lower the lights. Your heart repairs itself while you rest. Reduce stress daily. Not someday. Daily. Pray. Meditate. Breathe slowly for 5 minutes. Sit quietly. Let your nervous system calm down. Your heart listens to your thoughts more than you realize. Walk calmly, not aggressively. You don't need to punish your body. A steady, relaxed walk is powerful medicine. Eat anti-inflammatory foods, fresh vegetables, fruits, nuts, healthy fats, less processed sugar, less deep,